How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? This is Indeed Gaming here. I am in fact Mr. Indeed, and welcome to my channel. Please do like, share, and comment on this video, and we're going to get right into it. Now, this video is going to be on kind of trying to expand the scope of For Honor to something that may appeal to people who still play the game, but also could appeal to other people who maybe saw the game and was not really too much into PvP, or maybe did play the game and just stopped playing the game because it became so repetitive. And I feel like I should, before I get into this video, I should dispel certain things that I'm sure some people are going to say or think when they hear this video or see this video. This is not trying to change For Honor into a PvE game. I posted this video, or not video, I posted this idea on Reddit some time ago, and somebody commented, was like, oh, this is a PvP game. It's like, nah, really, nigga? Like, get the fuck out of here. But this isn't to do that. This is the point of this video, is not to change For Honor into a PvE game. It is to give an option of PvE, a viable option, a fun option of PvE. Because sometimes, as someone like I know some of my viewers are, if you've been playing this game since the alpha, you've been playing this game for a long time. And at the end of the day, the game is the game. Everything is always the same for the most part. You go into 4v4, you're fighting a bunch of the same people, you're fighting a bunch of the same heroes, same with 1v1. It gets repetitive. And sometimes you can only do it for so long. Sometimes everybody's just being annoying. Like, I know sometimes I play this game and somehow, for some reason, somebody will get so annoyed at me, this random nobody, in a 4v4 game or in a duel, that they feel the need to send me a message talking shit to me. And it's just like, I don't know why you go out of your way for that, dude. Especially against me, because if you've ever played a game with me in For Honor, I'm a pretty chill person. I don't do any of the annoying things. I don't spam sorry, wow, or thanks in the chat. I don't know how people get in that stuff. But anyway, I digress. I don't want to ramble. The point here is, it's kind of to fuse For Honor with a game that some of you may know, some of you may not know, called Dynasty Warriors. Dynasty Warriors is a pretty old game franchise, something I used to play when I was like, I don't know, I was probably 9 or something, or younger, when I first started playing that game. And basically the premise was, there was 3 factions: Shu, Wei, and Wu, which I believe was Sungjuan. It was a Chinese history game. It was basically beat 'em up game to a degree, or whatever, hack and slash. There we go. But the premise was, you would be a part of one of these factions. You would go into a game, and each game would be you starting at one end of the map, the main camp, with the boss of the other team, or whatever was on the other side, and you would have to go through the map. It's a pretty big map. You'd have to kill minions. You would have to go into different bases and take them over. You'd have to fight generals and officers on the way to there. Sometimes there would be ambushes that would happen to you. Sometimes there would be ambushes that would happen to some of your NPC generals, or near your main base, which you couldn't allow to be taken, or you would lose, and then you would have to double back really fast and get there and save everybody. But at the end, you'd have to get to the main camp of the enemy, take over that base. Sometimes you didn't have to. Sometimes you just had to kill the main boss. But then you'd have to kill the main boss, and then you'd win. That's kind of what I'm proposing here. Of what would you guys think about adding something like that to For Honor? Getting rid of the arcade mode. I would honestly say get rid of skirmish, deathmatch. Even though personally I like deathmatch, It's just extremely hard to find people in deathmatch. Getting rid of tribute, because all these game modes that I'm naming are fairly dead game modes, if we're being honest. In terms of in exchange for something where you could do this by yourself, you could do this with a team of 4, where you guys start off on a large map and you're fighting another army. It's like you may have to fight, you will have to fight minions on the way to the multiple bases that are going to be on this map. You would have to fight officers, you would have to fight other enemy generals, and these enemy generals would be actual other NPC heroes that would be bot level 2s, 1s, and 3s. Some like Orochis, Raiders, Wardens, stuff like that. Not just like the officer type generals that you would see on Breach. And there will be different objectives. There will be objectives where maybe you come to this base and you can just go into this base and take it over like normal. But maybe you go into this next base and you go in there and it seems like there's not that many people, and then all of a sudden there's an ambush. There's 2 generals, 2 officers, and a bunch of minions, and you're surrounded. Maybe this other base over here, it's like kind of like a very small version, a much smaller scale version of Breach, where you have to protect this ram, get it up to this gate, and then protect the ram long enough to destroy the gate so you can then get in there, fight an enemy general, and take that base. And your feats would have to be changed. Now your level 1 feat is you get a group of arrowmen who will follow you for a little while, and they'll shoot minions and make it easier for you to clear bases or clear minions that are just out on the battlefield. Maybe your level 4 will be cavalry, that a bunch of people on horses will come by and clear out a swath of minions. And I would say that they should definitely bring back the minion killing animations for a game mode like this. And I don't know, just make it more interesting. Like, I feel like this mode would be like a combination of a large scale Dominion / Breach mode and a little bit of the story mode, because then with the main bosses of the game, the main boss will come in with maybe 3 or 4 generals and officers and a bunch of minions, and then you and your 4 teammates would have to band together at the end, because you can't fight all those people by yourself. And then they would have unique bosses, some similar to maybe the warlord that was in the story mode, who had wolves with him, and you had to fight the wolves and him, and other things like that that would just make it a little bit more interesting to play and a little bit more interesting to deal with. When I did post this on Reddit, some people were, being people on Reddit. And there were other people who either liked the idea or were interested by the idea, and there were other people who were even wanted to be helpful. One guy whose name was, I believe, Mr. McT. Yeah, something like that. Mr. McT, he was even suggesting that this will be something that they would tie into the faction war. So like it's PvE for the majority of the time, but every time it gets close to like the end of the 3 week or 2 weeks of the season, where it's like time for a faction to win one of those sections, it becomes a PvP mode where it's large scale, but it's 4v4 with all the same things that I just said, and you're able to use that salvage that you have to kind of contribute to, if you can start off with things like catapults or more cavalry or stuff like that, like kind of more artillery things that could help you win the fight. And those things will contribute in a larger scale to the faction war. And honestly, I think that's a great idea, and it's also a way to make salvage a little bit more useful than it is now. So that's kind of what I'm trying to bring to the table as a idea of something that could be interesting for this game. I mean, this type of mode would obviously also come with special rewards, specific armor pieces that you can only get in this mode that could be deemed like kind of, I don't know, legendary or something like that, stuff that's unique. Obviously, head ornaments or shoulder ornaments for like the Harbingers, since all their stuff is on their shoulders. Effects, of course. Battle outfits, not so much, because I don't think we need any more battle outfits. I would say something like this should come with unique armor pieces, unique weapons, unique head ornaments, and unique effects, and even emotes and stuff that are specific to the characters that you're playing with. So it would need those unique rewards to incentivize people playing it, but it would also need to have a vast amount of different maps and different objectives that could happen on the maps. Because obviously, if they drop this mode into the game, like say next year, they're not going to come out with 10 maps, unfortunately. I would love that, but that's just not the case. But if they could drop it with like 6 maps, but out of those 6 maps, there's 6 different objectives for each map, or 6 different ways that each map could play out, and you don't know how all of them are going to play out. I think that that would make it a lot more interesting of a mode, and I think that this will be something that will be a nice change of pace for people who have been playing the game for a long time, because maybe you don't feel like playing the PvP. Maybe you just kind of want to chill, or you don't want to be, so try hard about everything. Because sometimes when I play For Honor, I'm not really interested in the whole try hard thing. I just want to play the game. And I feel like some other people who play For Honor feel the same way sometimes. And even people who I've talked to about this seem like they don't want to admit that at first, until we talk about it more, and then they kind of admit that, and it's like, I don't know why you wouldn't just say that in the first place. But yeah, sometimes you don't feel like doing the PvP, and in my opinion, the arcade mode kind of sucks. That's just me. I mean, I've never actually asked that many people how they feel about the arcade mode. Me personally, I don't like it. I think it's lame. But that's just me. So let me know what you guys think about this type of mode. Do you think something like this would be fun for Honor? Would you enjoy something like this? Something where maybe if you're playing by yourself, you can play the game with yourself, whichever character you choose. But you can also choose other characters from your roster wearing stuff that you've put them in into your game. So maybe you play all Viking heroes, and you can go out there with your rep 70 Raider, but you have your rep 50 Warlord and your rep 60 Berserker and your rep, 70 Valkyrie also with you. And you can kind of coordinate where they go into the map, and it could be something that you can just do by yourself, and you're playing with your own heroes. And you can have fun by yourself, or you could have fun with your friends, and you can still earn those unique rewards on your own. It's something that you can have fun playing the game by yourself, and kind of, even role playing in a way. But that's my idea, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you guys think. Is there anything that you would add to something like this idea? If something like this was to be put in the game, could you see yourself playing it? Or would you strictly only play the PvP modes? Because again, this isn't something that would replace the PvP modes, at least the PvP modes that people play, like duels, brawls, obviously Dominions, Breach, the games that people still play. This wouldn't replace any of those modes. All those modes would still be in the game. All the things that you would earn in this mode would you can use in those modes. This would just be something that's kind of on the side that people could probably enjoy. At least I think so. And to be clear, even clearer, one of the reasons that I've decided to come up with a PvE mode is because at this point, I'm not really sure what PvP modes they could come out with that people wouldn't play for like, maybe like a couple of months, and then end up like Tribute, or end up like Deathmatch at this point. Like, if you guys can think of PvP modes that they could add to this game that you really think the the For Honor community would really stand behind like they do with Dominion, please put it in the comment section. I would love to hear them. But me personally, I can't think of anything aside from a 4v4 version of Brawls that people would actually play, and consistently play, I should say. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions on this. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And I guess I will see you guys in the next one. Oh, and I guess the rest of this gameplay will play out as well. Indy.